Good evening and welcome to yet another episode of The Talk, an evening with a celebrity from BMC Global Life. August is a very special month for Indians all over the world. Yes, we are celebrating our Independence Day this month. And indeed, it is an honor and privilege to have with us this evening the Indian ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency Vinod K. Jacob, at the studios of BMC Global Life. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening, good evening.
Thank you very much for taking your time to join. And August is also special for you. You complete 1 year of your tenure in Bahrain. So let's begin on that note. Could you please reflect on this 1 year, anything that you felt, the achievements, whatever you had in your mind, and how did this contribute towards the bilateral ties of India and Bahrain?
Thank you, Raji. Thank you for this opportunity. Let me at the outset convey my best wishes to the Indian community in Bahrain and elsewhere. I thank BMC for this platform. You rightly said it's 1 year since I came here. I feel that this has been quite successful. It can be divided into two parts. In the first part, when after I came here, of course it started with the visit of two Indian ships here, and it continued with a series of high-level engagements. The most significant, of course, took place in UAE on the sidelines of the
COP28,
when Prime Minister Modi met with His Majesty King Hamad. Now, that is an important area of collaboration between India and Bahrain because there is a high degree of convergences on the issues of climate change and on sustainability. When we look at sustainability, it has brought India and Bahrain once again together. In the first part of my tenure, we had the G20 presidency of India. Prime Minister Modi invited various leaders to participate in the Voice of the Global South Summit. In the second iteration, which took place in November, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain participated and shared the important and valuable views of the Kingdom of Bahrain on sustainability, which then became an input into the highly successful outcomes of the G20 presidency, which concluded in November, December last year. We are very gratified by this high-level exchanges. In the area of people-to-people connect and in promoting Indian states and union territories, last year we started phase 1 of the one district, one product wall and tourism promotion. We have now completed 5 of them, started with Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, including Kashmir. Now Odisha is going on. Now phase 2 will start from September with the Punjab wall, and I am very excited about that. In the sphere of trade and commerce, there has been very good progress in that relationship. I must thank His Majesty for his attention to this relationship and also congratulate him for completing 25 years on the throne, and thank His Majesty for his kindness in giving royal pardon to almost 100 Indian prisoners. So the list is endless. I think it is better we address them subject by subject as we go on in the interview.
I'm sure this year has been really busy for you as well as very productive, the list that as you just mentioned, and given the friendship and the relationship that the two countries share, I'm sure you have a lot more plans forward in your tenure. How do you look at that?
I would like to start by putting the bilateral relationship in context of 2 important historic visits. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the historic visit of His Majesty King Hamad to India. 2014 he visited at that time. That laid the groundwork for the bilateral relationship in the new period. Similarly, the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in August 2019, it elevated the relationship to a new level. So this is the fifth anniversary of that. This laid the context for the new relationship, and we are very keen to take this forward. On this basis, we have plans for deepening the relationship in all spheres, As you know, the relationship is robust and very healthy. It is based on centuries old contacts. It is based on people to people engagement, but we want to deepen that engagement in all spheres: defense, security, tourism, trade, investment, science, maritime security, regional security and the like. So my aim is to bring this relationship to a truly comprehensive partnership.
Right. And it's always nice to hear your ambassadors speaking good about us or me. As the Indian ambassador, how do you reflect on the contribution of the Indian expatriate community in Bahrain? I know we are large, we are loud, we are colorful, we know, no, we know what we are. How do you look at this contribution, and how do you think the mission's role in supporting or enhancing this contribution of this vibrant community that we are?
I think one of the most important pillars of the bilateral relationship through centuries, through millennia, has been people-to-people ties. And I am very happy that the current lot of Indians, who constitute 1/4 of the population of Bahrain, has taken this relationship seriously and to the next level. 340,000 people,
Yeah, the latest said 3.5.
latest data contributing very actively to the economic prosperity of Bahrain. It gives me a lot of happiness. By doing so, they are also strengthening the India-Bahrain bilateral engagement. That's very important. For a population of this size, the amount of challenges and problems that are referred to the embassy, labor issues or consular issues or commercial issues, etc., is actually minuscule. And I am very, very thankful for the fact that I have such a wonderful Indian community. In all my interactions with them, I request them to realize how good and tolerant the Bahraini host government is, especially the leadership is known for its tolerance, it's known for its global views and accepting environment that is there in Bahrain. And I request the Indian community to live as good guests. By and large, they have done that, and I am very proud of that. And I am sure I am one of the very few ambassadors in Bahrain who can say that. So I am very proud of the Indian community here. They are very active contributors to the bilateral relationship. You asked specifically about how the embassy's mission is. We engage with them in different formats, as you are aware. One is the open house, where as ambassador I meet without prior appointment any member of the Indian community, any Indian passport holder who has a problem, labor, commercial, consular, etc. With the advantage that I have of being able to speak quite a large number of languages. Most of these don't require translation for me, so many of them they speak in their mother tongue, and I am able to address those then and there. And I have a fantastic team of community welfare wing as well as the consular wing, who do an exceptionally good role. That is one aspect. The other aspect is we have started what is called the Visit Embassy program for inviting school students to visit the embassy, familiarize themselves with the working of the embassy. Around 5 or 6 of them such groups have visited. We are trying to add new features to that. The third way is I engage actively with the community associations. They give me a lot of respect and support, and whenever there are challenges facing the Indian community, we reach out to the associations, and I must tell you 100% the response is positive, and I must really thank them for their contribution in this sphere. And I must say that they have turned out to be one of the most important pillars of the bilateral relationship.
And indeed, as a representative of the community, we are also thankful to you and the mission. Especially we see your presence with almost, as you said, with the community leaders. Communities are diverse, as well as the excellent team, the support. And I must commend about the open house, which has been ongoing, but with every ambassador, the methods change, and as you rightly said, your strength is perhaps the language, which makes people very comfortable. And thank you, Your Excellency, for that excellent support that the mission is doing. And also the student program. Children are pretty excited when they speak about it outside. It's good to see how the embassy works. Your Excellency, as I said, August is a very special month, and especially for people far from home, people like me, patriotism goes up and high, and in this time. So we're all set to celebrate the Independence Day, and we've already received the invitation as well. So what do we look forward to this year's Independence Day? And also, perhaps to add to it, it might be a regular routine question, but still, how do you comment on the significance of this day to you and me?
Yeah. Thank you. That's I totally agree with the sentiments that you have conveyed. The Independence Day this year, as in usual years, we will be celebrating with the participation of the Indian community, and I look forward to their active participation. Last year was my first experience in Bahrain. More than 1,000 people attended. I hope those numbers will come. We're doing it very early in the morning because it's very hot, but the weather elements do not dim
Over
the
the years, it
enthusiasm
has
of
always
the,
been
of
that.
the of
Yeah.
the Indian community, and I'm very thankful for that. In addition to that, this year we have and you participated in the inauguration of the exhibition on the Kargil Vijay
Yes, we
Divas,
saw that,
which
yes.
happened on 26th of July. That exhibition will run for a year. That will continue for a year, and we will have many more opportunities for different groups of our Indian diaspora to see the exhibition. The third aspect, of course, is, as I told you, we are going to enter phase 2 of the
One district,
one district, one product wall, as well as tourism promotion. We're going to start in September with the Punjab wall, and then we will take it state and union territory once in 1.5 months or 2 months. So these are some of the elements of the Independence Day celebrations that we are going to have. The significance, insofar as the significance, the circumstances in which, and the challenging global situation in which India became independent, to the current situation where the global situation is equally challenging, to the stage where we have come to become the 5th largest economy in the world. We have achieved successes in science and technology. We have achieved success in agriculture. We are starting to achieve success in Olympic level sports, etc. Space, nuclear science, etc. I think Indians can look forward with a sense of pride with what we have achieved in the past 8 years in a challenging international environment, and I am pretty confident that with the help of the Indian diaspora, the government of India and all the civil society in India can work together to take the nation even stronger, faster and higher.
I must comment about the Kargil Divas celebration. Your Excellency, that was an excellent opportunity, especially most of us, I was echoing with my colleagues and friends there who have been living here for decades, did not realize that we had Kargil veterans living in Bahrain and working in Bahrain. It was a great opportunity, and I think we should thank the mission for such engagements, which are very meaningful. Before we move on, maybe a comment on the efforts of the enhancement of cooperation, especially in the newer areas like the technology, and of course Bahrain places a lot of importance on tourism, and India has much to showcase. Any comments, Your Excellency?
As per the data that we have received, almost 1 million Indian tourists visited Bahrain. In my interactions visited Bahrain in 2023. In my interactions with Bahraini ministers and other stakeholders, I have been emphasizing the point that now you have a large section of the Indian youth who are very keen to explore different parts of the world because they are reasonably well placed in their jobs, and this is an opportunity for them to make use of to promote Bahrain as a tourism destination. I'm very happy that it's happening. When we look at the data in terms of the visas that we are issuing for last year, for Bahraini nationals it was around 5,300 visas, so there's a gap which we need to bridge, but my aim is to continue to work with the Bahraini side as well as the government of India to promote the two-way tourism flows. And I think there are certain obvious strengths that are there which bind the two countries, like culture, like the movies, hopefully even sports, that will be a basis for more flows between the two sides.
And also medical tourism, perhaps,
Also
because
medical
Ayurveda is
tourism,
gaining
yes.
a lot of prominence in the region and beyond,
Yes.
isn't it?
India, for instance, especially the Chennai region is really the medical capital of Asia. And really you have the best facilities, the best doctors. So I think that's a good opportunity for not only people from Bahrain, from people in the Gulf. So I think that's a good opportunity that is there. And as embassy, we are very happy to be of assistance in whichever way it's possible to push these flows.
Right, and I think at this juncture we must thank the royal leadership, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa for the support, the very personal support that they are extending to our community. That is His Excellency Vinod K. Jacob, the Indian Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, on this episode of The Talk from BMC Global Live. Let's take a short break. A seasoned diplomat with over 2 decades of experience, His Excellency Vinod K. Jacob has held various positions within the Indian Foreign Service, including serving at the embassy in Beijing and as Deputy High Commissioner in Colombo. His expertise extends to India-China relations, UN diplomacy, and economic diplomacy. In August 2023, he assumed the role of Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Mr. Jacob is known for his successful coordination of the campaign for Indian judge Dalveer Bhandari's re-election to the International Court of Justice, a feat documented in the book India vs. UK, the story of an unprecedented diplomatic win by Ambassador Syed Akbaruddin. Throughout his career, Mr. Jacob has demonstrated strong leadership in a variety of roles, including heading the Economic Diplomacy Division and leading the political and S&T wings at the Indian Embassy in Beijing. He has also played a key role in managing India's bilateral relations with Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran. His ability to foster dialogue and cooperation in challenging diplomatic environments underscores his dedication to advancing India's foreign policy objectives. Mr. Jacob holds a law degree and is proficient in English, Hindi, Mandarin, Kannada, Malayalam, and Tamil. His diverse language skills and deep understanding of international relations make him a valuable asset in the field of diplomacy. Mr. Jacob is married to Namgya Khampa, who is currently serving as High Commissioner of India to Kenya, and they have 2 children. Your Excellency, to talk a little bit about your personal, would like to hear about your choice of career in diplomacy and how do you find Bahrain? How did you prepare yourself for this post?
You mentioned about the Kargil Vijay Divas.
Yes.
That was a formative influence for me because as I mentioned in my speech, I was going through the selection process when Kargil occurred.
Yeah.
So it left a deep impact on me in terms of government service and in terms of choice of the diplomacy. I was a IR student. I studied international law in college, so the foreign service was the first choice for me. But apart from that, there's something which I have not mentioned. You know, going into the years towards 2000, if you look back to that period, there was something called the Y2K problem. The Y2K problem. Recently, when there was a major shutdown of various communication systems, everybody remember the Y2K problem. But during those days, Y2K problem was a big challenge. And Indians turned out to be the main factor why the Y2K problem was solved. So going into 1999, before Kargil happened, I was highly influenced by the fact that Indians could be world problem solvers,
Okay.
and that also had a formative influence on my choice. And then Kargil happened. I think that finalized that decision for me. Thankfully, I did well in my civil services, and I got what I got.
Yeah. So this is your first posting as an ambassador?
Yes, this is my first posting.
Okay. How do you look at this posting? How did you prepare for Bahrain?
The Foreign Service prepares you to become an ambassador right from day one. So, because being an ambassador is comprises a set of responsibilities. One is you represent the President of India, you represent the Indian interests in a foreign country. Second, you are supposed to help the process of negotiation between the two governments on various areas. Third, you advise the government of India on the developments that are taking place in Bahrain. Of course, you speak to Bahraini friends, you see the Bahrain media, and get a sense of what's happening in Bahrain and the opportunities that are available for India in Bahrain. And fourth, to protect the interests of Indian nationals. So, living in a foreign country, now in my case Bahrain. So, right from day one, you slowly get prepared for it. And so, in a sense, given the type of system that we have and the robust training that we get on the job, I can say that I was reasonably well prepared to take this responsibility. But what is most gratifying for me is that the Bahraini host government has been an exceptionally friendly host government. They've been very friendly to me, but equally important, they've been very friendly and helpful to the Indian community, which is so critical for the bilateral relationship. And there are not enough words to thank the leadership
Indeed.
and the entire team Bahrain for that support.
Indeed. I asked you that specific question because Bahrain is a very small country in the map, you know. There are still people who don't know like where is Bahrain, or they relate to us as Dubai or UAE. So at that time, that's why I specifically asked, and I'm happy for that answer. And as we come to the close of this talk, I would love to hear your thoughts on the vision in this great progress that our country is witnessing in all fields. And as we move towards the Vikasit Bharat, or developed India, marking the 100 years of our independence, 2047. How do you envisage that, Your Excellency?
See, the move towards becoming a developed country is a national goal, is a national ambition. It is occurring in a certain geopolitical context, geo-economic context, and that is challenging. We all are aware of those challenges. In this region, the challenges multiplied after 7th October last year, and there are various ramifications. In the time and years to come, national character building, consolidation, working on national programs in strengthening India's economy, the socio-cultural fabric, the science and technology base, making use of the demographic dividend. So, all of these put together, and there are a lot of host of other processes as well put together, I am pretty confident that we will become a developed nation by the time we complete 100 years of our independence. It will be quite significant when we do that, and even it is equally it is significant as we are in this process, because we are doing it from a situation where we were totally impoverished at the time of independence, where the life expectancy was very low, where health conditions were very poor, our wealth had been drained out from the country. From that stage to the stage where we have come, I think we should be quite proud of ourselves. There are a lot of impeding factors. We have been able to overcome that. Two areas I would say is in space, we have succeeded amazingly, and nuclear science, we have succeeded amazingly. Another area hopefully which will strengthen this is the contributions of the Indian diaspora. So maybe, who knows, we may become developed country plus by 2047, but I think we are in the right track. It is the responsibility of each and every Indian to contribute to this. every contribution is valuable and much appreciated.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Your Excellency. That was very sweet of you to be inspiring each one of us to contribute to this global goal or our national goal. And as we come to the close, I must remind you that we started this specific segment of the talk with the previous ambassador. And we are happy to have you as the 14th guest again on yet another Independence Day special episode. Can I have your final wrapping comments, please? Personally, this is a milestone for my career as well as BMC Global Life, the entire staff and the team is happy to have you. Your wrapping comments, please.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning about my predecessor. Piyush really helped me prepare for this. He guided me and made me understand the nuances
Sorry
of
to
the
cut you.
India
I still
Bahrain.
remember telling you when we met for the first time, I told you His Excellency Piyush has left a big void.
Yes,
So you said, I'll try to fill in that shoes.
Yes, yes.
But I must say, Your Excellency, you're doing excellent. We are all so happy with it.
No ambassador succeeds without the support of his team.
Indeed.
So I must say that I have inherited an excellent team from my predecessor who have always supported me. I have got an excellent Indian community here. But most importantly, I have got an excellent host government who are most supportive of all my initiatives. Whenever there has been a problem, I've gone to them, they resolved it. In fact, there are no issues in the bilateral relationship. I've dealt with the relationship with China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Sri Lanka, UN related matters, but I can say in contrast to all of the others, there are no problems in this bilateral relationship. There's only the potential for more progress, and I am determined to work with all the stakeholders, including my counterpart, Bahraini counterpart in New Delhi, to take this relationship forward. I want to thank BMC for this platform. Wish BMC all the success, wish you all the success, and Mr. Francis for doing an excellent job. And together we can take this bilateral relationship forward and ensure that the interests of Indians are protected.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
That was the esteemed Indian ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency Vinod K. Jacob, with us on the episode of The Talk from BMC Global Life. And this is Rajiv Unikrishnan signing off. Good night. Thank you, Your Excellency, for joining us. As a token of appreciation, we have a small memento. I would call upon Francis to give away the memento.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain from our 14 branches at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.